One of the most common questions that I get asked all the time is, should I get a VR headset, or is it worth it to get a VR headset, especially now in the end of 2022? Throughout this video, I'm going to break it down for you guys who don't have a VR headset yet. I'm going to talk about the prices, and I'm going to talk about the games, and I'm going to talk about the need/want for a VR headset. And I'm going to talk about specifically the Oculus Quest 2 or the Meta Quest 2. And if you don't really give a fuck about this topic, or you already have a VR headset but you still want to watch the video, you can enjoy this very, very horrible Gorilla Tag gameplay in the background for the next about 5 minutes. So without further ado, let's get started. But real quick, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, bell icon, all that jazz. I would deeply appreciate it. And yeah, let's get started. Alright, so like I said earlier, we are specifically going to be talking about the Meta Quest 2 or the Oculus Quest 2, however you want to call it. The reason why we're going to be talking about this one in particular is because it's probably the hottest VR headset on the market right now. It might actually be like one of the best VR headsets on the market right now because it's its own standalone thing that runs pretty well without needing some juiced up computer or some weird PC build and shit like that. So, like I said, the first thing we're going to talk about is the pricing. There are two different variations of the Oculus Quest 2, or the Meta Quest 2. There is a 128 gigabyte version, and there is a 256 gigabyte version. So one has decent storage, the other one has good storage. And the 128 gigabyte version is $400, not including tax. I don't know where you live, but tax does exist. And then the other version, the 256 gigabyte, is about $500, not including tax. So it's a decent price. However, if you were getting one of those VR headsets that has, you know, some PC that you have to have alongside it, you'd be spending closer to $1,000. So it's a pretty good deal, and you're still able to get a very good experience out of the Quest 2 with it being its standalone thing. And from experience, I could definitely say that you're getting exactly what you're paying for. If you're just looking to have any regular VR experience, you know, you still have to spend $400, $500 for the Quest 2, you know, a good chunk of change. But it's better than spending $1,000 on some crazy juiced up VR headset that, you know, you have to connect to a PC. And a lot of people don't have PCs or don't have the money for PCs on top of already spending $1,000 for a headset. So the Quest 2, it's a good deal. And you get 90% of a decent VR experience, basically. Alright, now that we got pricing out of the way, let's talk about games. So with the standard Quest 2, fresh out of the box, you have access to the Quest Store. And this Quest Store holds a wide variety of games that range anywhere from being free to about $50. I don't think I've ever had to spend over $50 on a VR game, which is really nice because I've had a PS4 for like 10 years now, and I've gotten so used to spending fucking $60 to $100 on games, and it's absolutely ridiculous. But on the Quest 2, to get a fun experience, haven't had to spend over $50. I really don't think there's a game that exists on that Quest Store that's over $50. So that's super nice. And like 90% of the games that I play are only like $10 to $20. So, you know, it's super nice. And there are a few free games that are, you know, really well put together and that are actually pretty popular. Like this game right here, Gorilla Tag. Huge game, very fun game, free. There's also a basketball game that's actually very well made, and that also has a lot of players, free. There's a couple of shooter games that are free. So basically, to sum it all up, the Quest Store by itself has, you know, a decent amount of games that will give you a pretty good experience. But here's where things get a little bit more complicated. You can actually connect your Quest 2 to a PC and treat it like a regular VR headset that, you know, connects to the PC. You can get, you know, a way bigger list of games that way, and you can also get modded games, etc., etc. But for the Quest 2 being what it is standalone, you have a huge selection to pick from, so it's really nothing to worry about. And I'm sure without using a PC, if you really wanted to, you could, but without using a PC, you could still have a very, very good experience when it comes to games. And that brings me to my last point of the video, the need/want for the Quest 2 in 2022/2023, because the year is about to be over. Let me bring that question back around. Should I get a Quest 2 in 2023? The answer is 100% yes. It is definitely worth it. I have the time of my life every single time I put on the headset. And if you're a gamer who's never tried VR and you are getting tired of regular gaming, or you have some extra money to spend and you just need something to like enhance your gaming experience, get this headset. You will not be disappointed, and you will most likely have the time of your life just like me. However, if you end up getting the headset and you don't like it, or you never use it, I'm sorry, VR isn't for everybody, but from my personal experience, I can confidently say, get the headset. It has definitely enhanced my gaming experience. And if you're going to get a Quest 2 in 2023, keep in mind, the Quest 2 is about to be deleted from existence by its younger brother. The Quest 3 is coming out in 2023. So if you want to wait a little bit and spend an extra like $200 to get a better version of the Quest 2, then you can get that in 2023. But I would say it's definitely worth it to try VR.